Welcome to the Business Spotlight series. My name is Kay Cote, and I am your podcast for the show today. And today we have Rosie Ginday, Managing Director of Miss Macaroon. I am so excited to talk to Rosie, share a little bit about her journey to business ownership, best practices, and some challenges she's maybe faced along the way to really give you that inside scoop to what it's like to own and operate a business. If this is your first time on our channel, be sure to like and subscribe to get notifications when we drop episodes like this. Well, welcome, Rosie. It is so nice to talk to you today.
Thanks so much. Yeah, really pleased to be speaking with you.
Wonderful. Well, let's dive in. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your business.
So I'm Rosie Ginday. I'm the CEO and founder of Miss Macaroon, which is a social enterprise based in the United Kingdom. So we make and sell premium gluten-free French macaroons, and then we reinvest 100% of the profits in supporting young people with multiple and complex needs to build their skills and confidence and help them to get into work. So we work with 18 to 35-year-olds who might have had mental health issues. They might have been been homeless or been in touch with the criminal justice system. They might have learning differences or be on the autistic spectrum. They might be lone parents or from a global majority background. So we put them on our Macaroons That Make a Difference training course or other programs that we run, and we build their skills and confidence and help them to move into work.
Oh, that is incredible. I'm so excited to talk about, dive in deeper to what you're working on within your business. And so, what are some of the roles that you're providing? Like, tell me about your team. How many team members do you have, and what are some of the roles that they're serving?
Yeah, so we are a manufacturing business, but we're also a retail business and a training organisation. So we make our macaroons on site here in Birmingham, in the West Midlands in England. And then we send them out nationwide to restaurants, to corporate organisations, and to retailers as well. So we're in Selfridges, which many people in the UK will know, but it's a big premium retailer, and then we supply lots and lots of corporates across the UK with branded products. And then we also have our own retail store, which is just by the airport in Birmingham. And then we have a couple of training spaces as well where we run our programs to support young people. So we're still a very small team. There's 12 of us, and we all kind of sit across all those different areas of the business. And then in terms of the training programs we run, we take on between 6 and 8 young people per cohort, and we have between kind of 4 and 6 cohorts per year, depending on what else we've got going on. So we support quite a few young people to really move into the different areas that they would like to go into.
Oh, that's incredible. And how many people would you say per year go through your program?
So it really depends on the kind of programs that we're running. So at the moment, we are running our flagship program, and then we're also supporting a corporate partner, and we've co-created a bespoke program that's been based on the Macaroons That Make a Difference training course, but deliver social impact for them. It's called the Fairy Futures program, and it's run in conjunction with Your Co-op, which is the UK's second largest member-owned cooperative. And the young people kind of roll through the warehouse, the mini bakery, the grocery store, and their coffee shop that they have on site. But previously, we've also run different kinds of programs, kind of focusing on setting up your own business or developing your own product, or just building lots of different kind of cooking skills and food awareness. So to date, since we set up, we have worked with 230 or so young people to help build their skills and confidence and help them to move into work.
Wow, that's incredible. I absolutely love this. And I love that, you're just bringing something to the social aspect of it too, and just helping people. I think that's really cool. So I kind of want to talk about your why, what inspired you? Like, what's a little bit about your story? Did you start out have you always been a business owner, or is that something you found yourself into, and how did you come across macaroons and the work you're doing today?
Yeah, so the idea started when I was much younger. So one of my close family members was in care when he was a young kid, and it had a huge impact on him and his life chances. Had a bit of a tough childhood myself, so I wanted to provide opportunities for young people who've been in similar situations to really be able to support them in different ways and help them to kind of move into positive outcomes. I kind of went to university and did a fine art degree and realized while I was there that actually I wanted to work in food. That was a big passion. Love the way that it brings people together, and it doesn't matter which background you're from, everybody has at least one really strong food memory. And it's amazing how, you know, lots and lots of different communities just gather around food. So after I finished my degree, I went to Taiwan and I taught English as a foreign language. And while I was there, I ended up opening my first business, which was a vegan and vegetarian restaurant and art space with a Canadian friend called Timbuktu, and just had an amazing time there and thought, this is it. This is exactly what I want to do. So came back to the UK, trained to be a chef, and then went out into industry and built my skills. Went to go work at a Michelin-starred restaurant, and then a big hotel. And while I was there, I got to redesign their afternoon tea menu, and I used it as an opportunity to do some new product development and think about what kind of product would work for me to be able to run this social enterprise.
Mm. I love your
Really
journey
struggled.
too. I'm an art and foodie myself. And I think it's just incredible how you've like brought these worlds together and merged them and weave them into something really spectacular. And, kind of looking at what you're building now and how you want to grow into the future. What are some of your ideas and plans for, say, the next 3 to 5 years?
So we've got really big plans. We are planning on building our All Rise partnership. So that's the work that we do supporting larger organisations to co-create programs that work within whatever industry that they're in. So we go in and work alongside a really vast array of different stakeholders and then get them to think about how they can shift their particular workplace to make it more inclusive, and then build in a training program, train up some of their team members in things like safeguarding awareness, trauma-informed practice, mental health and disability awareness. And then we co-design a program that supports young people to not just enter their industry, but just to, as we do here, get them to kind of figure out what their aspirations are, build those transferable skills, and then give them those opportunities to move into those different sectors.
Incredible. And like, what are maybe some of the challenges you face? Because it sounds like there's like a lot of moving parts within your business and a lot of, things to consider. So what are some of the challenges you're facing with that?
So I guess the challenges are pretty similar to any organisation. I don't think they're necessarily specific to being a social enterprise or the size that we are. So people is one of the biggest challenges that we have and will, I think, always have, because we're an incredibly philanthropic business, but we're also a very socially minded kind of organization as well. So we're on very different spectrums. So if people kind of come from the charity sector, then it can feel a little bit too business-like, and if people come from business, it can feel a bit too kind of wishy-washy. So, getting the right people who are, not only just really connected with the values of the organization and have similar values, but really put young people first and are motivated. We've got a positive growth mindset as a key kind of tenet of our culture. So really motivated about always kind of improving and helping us to grow. So, the great thing about it is that we're a really small organization. So pretty much everybody who works for us has some kind of interaction with a trainee at some point through their program, so that they have that real direct connection of how their job, whether it's serving macaroons to a customer or whether it's actually making macaroons or delivering some training, it actually is really changing lives. So it's easy for people to be and feel connected to that mission. But again, it's really challenging. We're a small organization, we grow, and we change a lot. That's the kind of constant state of flux, really. So having people who are connected with our values and our mission, but also able to kind of grow with us, is always a bit of a challenge. And we've got an amazing team, which is really good. But it's definitely something we've struggled with before. And I know, the majority of businesses out there at the moment, there's a skills shortage. So that's part of the reason that we've got the program as well.
Mm. And what would you say, like, say you're bringing on a team member or somebody into your organization, what are some of the things you have to face within like onboarding or finding the right fit for your company?
Yeah, so it definitely starts at advertising and recruitment stage. So really putting the mission in front of people who will be applying, and just being really open and honest, and just it saves everybody so much time in the long run, that actually it's quite a tough job, and even if you've got kind of a pastry chef job, a junior baker job, or a senior baker job, you still have to think of this side of working with young people. So being really transparent about the kind of skills that you'll need to use, and then designing the interview process so that people get to have a real experience of what it's like to work here. So you might come from a pastry background or a teaching background and think, right, I know this job, but actually our version of that job is quite different. So it's really important to give people, an on-shift work trial, where they can be around either trainees or more likely graduates of the program who simulate being a trainee, so that they get a feel for what it's like. And our team members, those graduates of the program, get to feed into that recruitment decision as well. It really helps for people to kind of feel part of the team, that they get to recruit new team members. But I think that's really important, actually, being open and honest that the interview process is really two-way. It's for them to figure out if we're the right kind of organization for them, and vice versa. So, giving them plenty of opportunity to have a really good feel of the pace that we work, and setting the kind of in-tray exercises for that interview session to be really lifelike, and matching the pace that we work at, so people can self-select out if it's not for them. But also for people who are really excited by that, then it just gets them, really keyed into joining the team.
Yes, it sounds like you have like such a great system that you created for hiring and being transparent and bringing people in. So I think that's really incredible and such a great nugget of wisdom for people in the hiring process across the board. So thank you for sharing about that. Looking at the business model, are you currently set up as a profit, or not, like a not for profit business?
So it's a not-for-profit business. Well, we say it's for more than profit, because we reinvest 100% of our profits in supporting young people with complex needs to build their skills and confidence, and change their lives. But actually, we can't do any of that unless we make a profit. So we're really, really profit-driven. It's just that, it doesn't buy me a yacht. It puts young people through the program.
Hmm. Definitely. Well, that's incredible. So how has that been uh, different than, say, creating like a kind of a standard system of business, like having this element of the not for profit, but for more than profit, that kind of element of it?
Yeah, it's been really interesting, because essentially it's at the point where we were just manufacturing, we didn't have our retail arm. It was still running two businesses. It was the manufacturing and the training, and they need very different skill sets and different systems and different setups physically as well. So you've got all of the usual time pressures and skills pressures and resource pressures that any small business or solo entrepreneur would have. But then you're split over these two areas. So that's kind of the been the ongoing challenge, but it's really been about kind of getting the right people on board, whether that's pro bono board members or special advisors or fantastic team members, to be able to kind of work through those systems and have both running at full speed, and now 3 with the retail business as well.
Definitely. And, talking about your team and the development of your team, how would you describe your leadership style?
So I think over the past like 5 years or so, I have changed my leadership style. So it used to be very much lead from the front when appropriate and from the back when appropriate. But actually, I've realised that every single person needs a very different leadership style. So it's not really about what my style is; it's about what that person needs. And sometimes that's coaching, sometimes that's just directing, sometimes that's role modeling, and sometimes that's supporting. So it flexes with the particular person.
Definitely. I really like that model. That is another golden nugget to take away is like, coming to the table with, what are their needs as being a leader. I think that's incredible leadership skills. I want to kind of dive into your marketing because it sounds like you're building something really beautiful there. And how are you getting the word out about your business?
So we try and make the most of as many media opportunities as possible. So we've been featured in local, regional, national news, both in print, on TV, on the radio. So, just getting our name out there as much as possible in that respect. We're on social media. Whether that's kind of direct to consumer or B2B on LinkedIn. And we've got our website, missmacaroon.co.uk. We, blog on there. But really, it's about those relationships that we have with large corporates. A huge proportion of our business, whether it's macaroons or sponsoring programs or supporting with mentoring post program or working in this partnership way. Corporates are some of our key partners there. So that's really about building relationships, going out, speaking at conferences, running our own events as well, and just being really visible, and bringing people along the journey. Again, we've got lots of different ways that we do that. Some of them are quite formal, like our special advisors board. But then others are much more informal. So yeah, we've got a fantastic team of supporters who do a huge amount of work for us. We've just had our website redesigned and turned into a Shopify site, which was all done pro bono as well from an amazing organisation called VisualSoft. So just to be able to have that kind of support from organisations is incredible and really helps us to get the message out there more. We also, lean on and just keep the relationships alive really with some of our larger corporate sponsors. So where we have been on, say, entrepreneur development programs or things like that, then keeping in touch with those organisations. Also, some of our massive suppliers, just kind of getting in touch with them, with their PR teams, sharing their story. Also, if a large, multinational company places an order for macaroons, then we'll always follow up with a personal story of actually this many macaroons has paid for this much training, and it's actually for this young person. This is where they started, they've been on the program, and this is now where they've ended up. So just being able to kind of tell that story is really powerful. And because of that, then we've had some fantastic opportunities to get the brand out there. So we had an incredible ad campaign on national TV with NatWest Bank, and we've got another one coming up with our cloud accounting package as well, and we've done stuff with our payments provider as well. So just being able to have that incredible story with case studies of young people who are happy to share their story is really powerful.
The power of storytelling is it's so cool. And I just think that's such a fun element and a great value add to your company. This has been such an incredible conversation. I've had a blast talking to you. And now I want to dive into our rapid fire questions, which is where you answer top of mind to, well, I'll be asking 4 questions. So are you ready for some rapid fire?
Sure.
Okay, question number 1 is, what is the key to success for you?
For me, it's definitely staying in touch with my why, because as an entrepreneur, you're pulled in so many different directions. You'll often say yes to things that you shouldn't really be saying, and therefore you overwork. But to get yourself through it, you have to just be so connected with what, your purpose and what's driving you.
Definitely. And what is one piece of advice you have for other business owners?
This is a hard learned piece of advice, which is protect your time. So even though I just
Mhm.
said I say yes to things I shouldn't, actually, I am definitely trying to be more intentional with my time, because I've, done the usual that many of your listeners and watchers will have done, which is work the 60, 70, 80 hour weeks. But now I try and balance that. So, sometimes that is unavoidable. But for a week or two afterwards, I will make sure that I have a 40-hour week, just to try and avoid burnout, because I've definitely been very close.
Oh, that is definitely something that business owners struggle with, myself included. Number 3 is, what is a book or any piece of content, could be a show, a podcast, anything that you've taken in most recently?
So, um, I've got a few books on the go at the moment. One book is The Activist CEO, that is written by Layla Dellis. And she is just a fantastic woman working in the EDI space, bringing corporates along the journey to move into a more equitable space for people. And actually, I'm in the process of writing my own book, so that's the one that I'm reading over and over and over. Okay.
Congrats, that's incredible. Do you have like a time slot of when it's gonna launch?
I don't at the moment. I'm still in the thick of writing, but yeah, it's the CEO's Social Impact Playbook, and it's a how-to guide on how to co-create programs that can change the world.
Wow, I can't wait. Definitely keep me posted. I'd love to share about it. That's incredible. And our final question is, if you could wave a magic wand and change one aspect of your business overnight, what would it be?
So it would really be, it's partly about my business, but it's also actually just about the social enterprise sector. So really bringing the term social impact, social enterprise, and social enterprise products into the consciousness of the mainstream general public, because actually so many people really want to put their money where their purpose is, and change the world in that way. But actually there's no real one movement that is pushing there's so many incredible luxury, beautiful, like really, really high quality social enterprise products out there in front of customers in that kind of cohesive way on a a really national basis. So for me, if I had that magic wand, it would be a fairy godmother to be able to create a national ad campaign, and bring all of these incredible social enterprise brands together to to build sales, and really importantly to help that social impact for all those organizations, whether they're supporting people or planet.
Wow. Well, this was incredible, Rosie. Thank you for sharing this information. Let's help you get more known out there with your business. How can people find you?
So they can join us on our website, which is www.missmacaroon.co.uk. Find us on LinkedIn, and I am Miss Macaroon on Instagram, X, and TikTok, and then we're on Facebook as well as Miss Macaroon CIC.
Wonderful. Well, I'm super excited to connect with you. And for our final question for today, Rosie, what is most inspiring to you today?
Most inspiring to me is definitely the young people who walk through the door. I mean, just today we've had 6 young people who are just incredible. They just need an opportunity, have a few different barriers, but just beautiful energy, great ambitions. We've got 3 different entrepreneurs in there wanting to set up their own businesses. And it's just, that is incredibly inspiring for me, that actually within 10 weeks, they'll have been through the program, they'll have even more confidence. Hopefully a lot of them will be in work, and those 3 will have helped to set up their businesses too.
Wow. Well, this is incredible. This has been such a great conversation. And to all the listeners, be sure to listen to this a couple times through. Rosie had some great nuggets for us today. And Rosie, thank you for the impact you're making through the lives of others through your business. This has been a very inspiring conversation.
Thanks so much.